Hello everyone. So Ukraine has shared its latest drone strikes in Crimea here. The uploader says that this is a compilation of different strikes throughout June, so they didn't take place on the same night, but it is still worth a look to see what exactly Ukraine has been hitting. This video includes strikes on a Castor 2E2 radar, which is the first vehicle we see being hit. We also see strikes here on Russian logistics, mainly fuel tankers here, multiple of them seen getting hit in the compilation. So the transport of fuel being disrupted has clearly been identified as being a major target for Ukraine's drones here. We also see some strikes on locomotives and trains here. One locomotive is stationary at the time, the other is moving and carrying a bunch of cargo containers. And there's also a unusual strike on a fuel train. Unusual because after the strike, you can see that there are dozens of soldiers seen milling around it afterwards. So it seems that the trucks further forward carrying Russian troops. So likely reinforcements being dragged north to Zaporizhia and Kherson regions perhaps. If Ukraine had an ATACMS or two ready after the train was disabled, then that could have been a proper disaster for Russia there. There looked to be over 50 soldiers, likely even more, milling around, not to mention ones who may have stayed on board the train as well. This was really crying out for an ATACMS. After that strike, we see two more fuel trains get hit, one static, one moving, and at the end of the video, we see some strikes on Russian fuel tankers and logistic vehicles again here. So, a pretty good compilation and definitely worth seeing Ukraine's latest strikes in Crimea. Now, not every one of these has been geolocated, but some have. So, let's go through and take a look at the spots. So, the Castor 2E2 radar was overlooking the Sea of Azov shown here. This is an air detection radar, so likely part of the early warning defense for the Crimean Bridge. The train, the main one carrying the fuel and troops, was here, heading north at the time, so definitely bringing reinforcements to the front lines, it seems. Now, a few days ago, Ukraine did destroy the railway at the Yellow Circle, so trains can no longer proceed further than there. So either Russia is just transporting them up as far as we can, and the soldiers then use trucks or whatever to rejoin the railroad further north, or this strike occurred before that railroad was blocked off and rendered inoperable, because it is out of action now. The recent photos showed the bridges down and the railroad blocked by debris from a road bridge crossing it which was destroyed. Our next spot is here near Theodosia. This was a static train if you remember. It was hit at the rear and left burning after the drone strike. Looks like just one fuel tank was destroyed. And the final geolocated spot is here, a fuel train which is heading north and hit on the rear. No other spots have been geolocated yet, so the two locomotives, for example, the oil tankers and another fuel train. We can see the big goal here by Ukraine in these drone strikes seem to be taking out Russia's fuel logistics. We saw hits on road tankers, many of those hits, and also a number of hits on fuel trains as well. Crimea has had severe fuel shortages because of Ukraine's strikes in the past couple of months. Russia, too, overall, is having severe fuel shortages. And Ukraine definitely added to those shortages by taking out the transports now, as well as the depots and refinery. It's a good campaign by Ukraine, and long may it continue. Now, that's it for this video, but I hope you found it interesting. Before we finish, I'm going to play two videos from Leonid, who have done fundraisers for in the past. Leonid's a volunteer who carries out evacuation work along the front lines in Ukraine, evacuated civilians who are in danger. And he also operates a taxi used for transporting wounded veterans around. I'm going to play two videos showing the work that he's doing in just a moment. His fundraiser is to raise money to buy more fuel as we spend over $300 a week on it. Thanks so much and take care everybody.
У нас одна із цікавих евакуацій. Бабуся, комфортно?
Знаете, держите,
Комфортно.
держите,
Тримайте.
смотреть.
Дивіться дрони, щоб не літали. Там буде видно на екран. На екрані буде.
Скажете.
Да. Все.
Стой, стой, стой. Давай.
Дуже непроста. Але слава Богу, можемо евакуювати.